needs. The police will also enhance the utilization of the DNA database in the identification of suspects. We urge the public to work with the police to assure safer communities. Compatriots, we welcome the decline in rhino poaching incidents since October 2015, which is for the first time in decades. This arises from intensive joint operations by law enforcement agencies. Compatriots, one of the strategies of fighting crime is to ensure that those who are released from prison do not commit crime again. The Department of Correctional Services continues to work hard to turn prisons into correctional centers through offering various services. As a result, compliance levels with parole and probation conditions have improved to reach a historic mark of 98%. The country has also made good progress in reducing the numbers of children in correctional centers. Compatriots, the promotion of access to justice was given added meaning last year when the High Court division in Limpopo was opened in November. The Mpumalanga High Court will be completed during this financial year. The coming into operation of these two high courts means that we have now realized the goal of high court in every province of the country. Compatriots, the fight against corruption continues. Within the National Prosecuting Authority, the Asset Forfeiture Unit completed 389 forfeiture cases to the value of 349 million rand. They obtained 326 freezing orders to the value of 779 million rand. A total of 13 million rand was recovered in cases where government officials were involved in corruption and the other related offenses in the past year. Compatriots, Oliver Tambo set the tone for the country's foreign policy as early as 1977 when addressing the first Congress of the Angolan ruling party, MPLA. He said, and I quote, "We seek to live in peace with our neighbors and the peoples of the world, in conditions of equality, mutual respect, and equal advantage," unquote. South Africa is honored to chair the Southern African Development Community, SADC, starting from August 2017, We will utilize our tenure to fast-track the implementation of the SADC industrial strategy. We are accelerating the integration agenda through the implementation of SADC COMESA East African Community Free Trade. We will continue with our involvement in our mediation efforts, peacekeeping operations, and peacemaking initiatives in Lesotho, Democratic Republic of Congo, Burundi, Mozambique, South Sudan, Somalia, and Libya. The South African National Defense Force represents the country well in the peacekeeping missions. Furthermore, trade with our traditional partners in the West remains a significant contributor to our economy. We will continue to partner with the United States and work together on issues of mutual interest, such as the full renewal of AGOA. We value our relationship with the People's Republic of China. China is one of South Africa's most important and key strategic partners. We recognize the PRC as the sole government and authority representing the whole of China. South Africa reiterates its position and commitment to the One China policy, and we consider Taiwan as an integral part of the People's Republic of China. At continental partnership level, the joint Africa-EU strategy remains an important long-term framework for continued cooperation. The Economic Partnership Agreement with the EU came into force in September 2016, thus providing new market access opportunities for South African products. Almost all South African products, about 99%, will have preferential market access in the EU. About 96% of the products will enter the EU market without being subjected to customs duties or quantitative restrictions. The Southern African Customs Union, Mercosur, preferential trade agreement has also entered into force, providing preferential access to over 1,000 tariff lines. This is an agreement that promotes South-South trade. Our cooperative partnerships with other regions are bearing fruits. The BRICS New Development Bank has recorded encouraging progress. We welcome the Goa BRICS heads of state and government decision to establish the BRICS rating agency so that we can assist each other in assessing our economic paths. We are also pleased with agreements with our BRICS partners in the field of agriculture. We will implement off-take agreements on the export of pulses, mangoes, and pork to India. We will also export 20,000 tons of beef to China per year for a period of 10 years. We will continue to pursue the reform of the international system because the current configuration undermines the ability of developing countries to contribute and benefit meaningfully. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the occupation of Palestine. The expansion of Israeli settlements undermine global efforts aimed at realizing the two-state solution and the Oslo Accord. We wish to reiterate our support for the Palestinian cause. Similarly, we hope that the readmission of Morocco to the AU should serve as a catalyst to resolve the Western Sahara issue. Let me add that South Africa will use Armed Forces Day on the 21st February 2017 to mark the centenary commemorations of the tragic sinking of the SS Mandy, which left 646 soldiers dead in 1917. Compatriots, the Constitution accords equal rights and dignity to all South Africans. The United Nations proclaimed 13 June as International Albinism Awareness Day. We should use this day to raise awareness and eliminate the discrimination or harm that compatriots with albinism are subjected to in some areas. Siyagcizelela ukuthi abantu abanebala elimhlophe bangabantu bafana nabo bonke abantu ezweni. Akuphele ukubahlukumeza, aziphele nezinkolelo ezingekho ngabo. I have pleasure to introduce Ms. Nomasonto Mazibuko, the Executive Director of the Albinism Society of South Africa, one of my special guests. Honorable members, the sports fraternity tragically lost one of its favorite sons, Joost van die Washuizen, earlier this week. the music industry has lost popular gospel musicians recently, Sifiso Ncwane and Lundi Kyamaga, as well as Maskanda musician Ngane Ziamfisa. We extend our condolences on the loss of these public figures who have contributed to the country's sports and arts. Compatriots, members, honorable members of Parliament, let us unite in driving radical economic transformation for the good of our country. In the words of President Tambo, and I quote, "Working together as fellow South Africans, we have it within our power to transform this country into the land of plenty for all." Where the nightmare of apartheid will just be a faint memory of the past, unquote. And I thank you very much indeed for the opportunity.
Thank you, Honorable President. Honorable members, before I adjourn the sitting, I wish to apologize to both the members of the joint sitting and the public in the gallery, and all our esteemed guests, for an incident which cannot be classified as anything other than breach of security. The members on the benches of the DA said that there was tear gas that was been sprayed. On a quick investigation, the Secretary to Parliament was told that it was actually pepper spray. Whatever it was, it should not have happened in this Parliament. We cannot allow that to happen again. We have therefore instructed the Secretary to Parliament to investigate the matter and to report back to the joint sittings as soon as possible. Honorable members, after I have adjourned the joint sitting, members and guests should please remain at their places until the procession has left the chamber. The guests in the gallery should remain seated until the ushers indicate that the doors are open. The procession led by the Sergeant at Arms and the usher will leave the chamber in the following order: the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Chairperson of the Council of Provinces, the President, the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, the Deputy Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, the Deputy President, the Secretary to Parliament. This concludes the business of the day, and the joint sitting is adjourned.
So chaos and calm, tensions and tear gas or pepper spray, depending on the definition, fisticuffs and F words, as the president details his plan for